Hey, what is up guys? So we're going to be doing a deck profile for our April 1st banlist Fire Fist. Wow, Jeff Jones running this is absolutely crazy in my opinion because I think there are much better decks, but nonetheless, congrats to him for piloting this deck. And anyways, there is one thing that we need to talk about before we jump into the deck profile. So on the official list on the website, it does technically state that he was running 3 copies of Gyoko, although he mentioned that he was only playing 2 copies. So that might have just been someone just, went over the list really quick and didn't actually mention it. But on the official list, it does say that he ran 3 copies of the card. However, it makes more sense that he was actually playing 2 copies because he was playing 41 cards at that point if you count running 3 of these. And you're playing 3 up. Sorry, not at that point. You're just giving your opponent another 1,000 life points for no reason. So I'm pretty sure it's actually only 2 copies of Gyoko. So we'll just go ahead and remove this. But like I said, I figured it was there to mention. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. If you guys just want to go ahead and net deck, you don't even care about the explanation of the cards or want to know how the deck really runs, you can just go ahead and visit the description box below and there'll be a YDK file so you go ahead and net deck real quick. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the deck and then we'll talk a little bit more about the deck. So first off, there's 2 copies of Wolfbark, 2 copies of the Fire Fist Bear, and then 1 copy of Gorilla, 2 Rooster or Chickens, and then 3 Spirit, 3 Leopard, 1 Raigeki, 2 Dark Holes, 3 Upstart Goblin, 1 Rekindling, 1 Book of Moon, 3 Tensu, 2 Gyoko, or 3, it's kind of up to you if you want to copy that list exactly, or if you want to go by what he said. He said he was only playing 2. And then 3 copies of Tenki, 3 Mind Crush, 1 Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Vanity's Emptiness, 3 Fiendish Chain, and Solemn Warning. For the extra deck, 2 Horse Prince, 1 Vulcan, 2 Tiger King, 1 Heartland Draco, 1 Castell, 1 Diamond Dyer, 1 Excited Knight, 1 the Fire Fist Cardinal, 1 Dweller, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Lion Emperor, 1 number 47, and lastly, Fortune Tune. For the side deck, real easy. 3 Maxi, 3 Effect Prelude, 3 MST, 3 Imperial Iron Wall, and 3 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. So that's going to be it for the deck profile. But I kind of want to talk a little bit more about the deck because everyone's like, oh my gosh, Fire Fist, new budget deck, that's really good. And a lot of times, guys, sometimes when these other players play decks, they kind of know the game, I would say, better than a lot of you players that, might just be jumping into it, just jumping onto the bandwagon, because I think it's unarguable that Necros is still a better deck. Some people are like, oh my gosh, this can beat Necros. Yes, of course, anything can beat anything in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But remember, it's, I don't know if you guys watch Gundam, but sometimes it's all about the pilot, not the actual mobile suit, so I don't know if that's worth mentioning. But anyways, yeah, I really don't think that this is, the best deck ever. But I mean, congrats to him for playing, not trying to take anything away from him, but I'm just saying that Fire Fists are not the new highest tier deck, guys, just because one player that is known that has been doing relatively well in Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments decides to go ahead and run it. I think, like I said, Necros are unarguably just a much better deck. But one thing that's really important in this deck profile is that if you want to play this deck, if you want to try to change out some cards, some people just don't like Mind Crush in the main deck. Another thing you can do is maybe Smashing Ground, stuff like that. The reason why is being able to get that direct attacking with Bear early on gets you so much free advantage in the game. That's why you can see there's the Raigeki and the Dark Hole in the main deck. But it's usually just because getting in that free attack is just so good with Bear because you're able to set up. If you guys want to know basically how the deck plays, majority of the time you'll end up with a Horse Prince on the field as well as a, let me go ahead and actually, let's move the side deck over here so we can give you kind of an explanation of how the deck runs if you're like, what the heck is Fire Fist? I never played this deck. So basically what you want to do is you want to try to make you're going to be abusing Spirit more than anything, but majority of the time your field will pretty much end up looking like this. It's usually Spirit's effect going to get back like Leopard, and this card is a tuner, and then you go ahead and make this card, and then this card brings out Chicken over here. Then Chicken is going to reset your plays by grabbing out whatever you want, or Rooster. But you're going to be pretty much having a few of these on board, so you can basically push for half of your opponent's life points in one turn. And obviously with Raigeki and Dark Hole, you're playing 3 copies of basically board wipe before you make your play anyways. And if that successfully goes off, next turn if you just happen to stop one play, if your monsters are still on board, you can be like, okay, summon a bear. And then you just pop that one monster that got Fiendish Chain, and then from there you have game pretty securely. And then you have this to get rid of the back row and stuff like that. And what I like with Tensu is it allows you to, if your plays get stopped, you have another oh, I'm just going to go for another play anyways. But that's the basic concept of the deck. Obviously, there are much more plays in the deck, but that's just the basic concept of the 3-axis Fire Fist deck. There's also the Wolfbark, which allows you to just get free stuff. Remember, guys, you don't get Wolfbark's effect only when it's normal summon. It's you can target level 4 Beast Warrior type monster in your graveyard special summon and face up defense position. Its effects are negated, and you can only use this effect once per turn. You can keep on using that effect, you know, obviously once per turn, but sometimes it's better to keep the thing on board, and the next turn you can kind of push for more damage. It does special summon in defense position, but being able to maybe, you know, finish off the game next turn if you happen to have like another monster that you can bring out, and then you can exceed and take over something because, you know, it got Phoenix Train or something. But yeah, that's the basic idea and concept of the deck. Like I said, there's a lot more plays, but that's the basic concept, is to summon both of these guys and then basically have a play for next turn, and then just stopping one monster, and then you go for game. That's basically what you do in the deck. But anyways, if you guys have, actually, no, we're not taking suggestions for this. I think that this is pretty much super optimal. Minus, I don't really like this card personally. I mean, yeah, of course, you get that extra 100 attack. I mean, yes, MST, they can chain the card, but at that point, I think Night Beam is a pretty cool card. Because it has to be a set card anyways. I just think Night Beam is overall more optimal, because if they get rid of the card, this card, then their card can be live later on. But yeah. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of the deck. Do you guys think Fire Fists are back? I think, obviously, they're back a little bit more than they were, but I don't think this has a chance against, like, Necros or Burning Abyss. But although he had 3 of the Shadow Mirrors. Another thing to mention, some people actually like Light Imprisoning Mirror against the Burning Abyss, because that basically stops Dante, and Dante is basically what runs the deck anyways. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and congrats for bringing back Fire Fist, Jeff Jones. I think you give a lot of players some hope in playing this. I would say this is a relatively budget-friendly deck, too. Definitely, because everything pretty much got reprinted, and these were like rares. I think this was the only card that didn't get reprinted. Or maybe it did. I don't know. Let me know if this card got reprinted, because I don't know. I haven't been looking at the Fire Fist archetype in a while. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Azneyes out.